What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the how-to two-step paint correction video. It's going to be a two-part series. Today's video, number one, being on tools and products. I'm not going to be showing you a huge range of products that all works. I'm going to show you exactly what we use on a day-to-day basis extremely consistently that offer us amazing results every single time. Now the odd time this will change if the hardness of the paint is a little bit different or if it's single stage paint, but for the most part on clear coated vehicles, this process and these products are going to work for you every single time. So let's get into it. As a detailer, one of the most common questions is which compound are you using, which pad are you using, as if there's some magical unicorn combination that's gonna work better than everything else. When in reality, there are so many products from so many different manufacturers that all work so well. Half the fun is basically trying to find that combination that you like the most and then sticking with it if you're running a business. Now, as a beginner, I completely understand kind of wanting that jump off point, a professional to tell you, here's two products that work. Now use those if you choose to venture off and try your own stuff, absolutely, but if you want that solid foundation, this is that. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this video today. And the first tool that we're gonna be looking at is the dual action polisher. The dual action polisher that I'm going to be showing you is the Rupes LHR 15 Mark II. Now the reason I'm showing you the Mark II is because I'm assuming that a lot of beginners are gonna be watching this and you don't really care about the updated Mark III features, which in my opinion aren't very much. So if you can save a few dollars by getting the Mark II, I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. Now I'm fully aware that there are a boatload of polishers that come in cheaper than this, and a lot of people will claim they can get the absolute same results, and I agree with them. But this video is showing you exactly what we use on a daily basis, so I'm not gonna dumb it down. This is the machine we use the absolute most on a day-to-day basis in our auto detailing business. For those of you who aren't familiar with the dual action rotation, essentially what that means is that this spins in a circle as well as up and down and side to side simultaneously, basically eliminating the hazing that can often be left behind from a rotary style machine. Now the 15 millimeter, this is actually the throw, meaning it moves that much up, down, and side to side, and that's fairly small, meaning this definitely has a lot of cutting power. There is the bigger brother, the 21 millimeter, which is actually a substantial amount of throw on a bigger pad, which you can run into problems when you're detailing panels that are actually still on the vehicle, because if there's an adjacent panel, that throw can actually bump into that, and that could be detrimental to your client's vehicle. So if you're gonna choose one polisher to kind of do it all without going into the minis or the bigger ones, this LHR 15 is 100% the one I would go with. In our next video, we'll dive deeper into the actual functions of the machine when we're using it, but for now, it's time to move on to the next product, which is gonna be our first pad, our Lake Country microfiber cutting pad. I was really big into the Meguiar's microfiber cutting pad for the longest time, but I tried one of these about a year ago, probably almost to the date, and it changed my microfiber cutting life. It's basically been the only cutting pad we've used on the DA since. It's extremely powerful, it cuts super hard, as well as being super easy to clean out after jobs. So when you do a thorough clean on this, it comes back to life fully, which is awesome because it offers longevity, as well as one of the most profitable benefits is that it cycles down really well. So if you want to do one-step corrections with this, you can actually cycle this out so you get a hard cut as well as an awesome finish, which for detailers out there can be extremely profitable. But with any awesome microfiber cutting pad, you're gonna need a compound to pair with it. So moving on to our next product, what we're gonna be looking at is Clear Cut from CarPro. This is the Rapid Cut Compact. I mentioned earlier that some of these products do interchange depending on the paint type, but this is one that doesn't. It's body shop safe, meaning there's no silicones, fillers, or waxes in this. The result you get is the result you get. It can remove up to 1,000 grit scratches, so if you're dealing with pretty bad paint, this has you covered, as well as removing wet staining scratches. This burns through them extremely quickly. Now it does say low dusting compound on it, and a lot of compounds do say that, and they don't necessarily deliver. A lot of them do dust pretty heavily, especially if you're not cleaning your pads properly. But I've really come to love this one. I found it doesn't dust nearly as much as other products out there. So this is our go-to microfiber pad cutting compound. Once you're done compounding your paint, the obvious next step is to polish it, meaning we're gonna need to switch the pad. So what we're gonna take is a 5-inch Rupes yellow pad. This is their fine polishing pad, and it works really well across the board for removing any light hazing that can be left from the compounding stage, as well as jeweling that paint to a perfect finish. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this is one of the detailing industry's favorite pads. So many people I know use this as a finishing pad, and I've even seen some people use this as a light cutting pad or a one-step pad, so it is very versatile, but today we're talking about using it in the final polishing stage. In my opinion, out of all the products and tools we're gonna be looking at today, the polishing pad itself is actually the least important. Most people would say that it really doesn't depend on the pad. You can finish down with basically anything, which we're gonna go over in the next video on the actual techniques of how to use this stuff, so stay tuned for that on Monday. Now, with a polishing pad, what you're gonna need next is a polish. So what we have here is Griot's Garage Perfecting Cream. This is a product that we've actually switched to more recently. Reason being, the buffing time on this is extremely long, meaning you can cycle out a panel for a longer period of time, or if you want to, you can work in a bigger section because the stuff doesn't really dry up. You can really work with it, which is awesome. It speeds up detailing times as well as just being a more efficient product. Like the CarPro Clear Cut we just looked at, it's body shop safe, meaning there's no fillers, no funky business going on in the paint. What you see is what you get with this stuff. Another thing worth mentioning with the Griot's Garage Perfecting Cream is that the cap on it is super convenient. You just pull it up, lay it down on your pad, and then close it. It's a lot easier than the twist offs or sometimes those flip up caps. This one I really like. And that about covers it for all the products that are necessary to complete a 2-step paint correction. Now there are a couple more things that I do want to mention before we move into the actual process video. The first one being a few high quality microfiber towels. Now these are from the Rag Company. It's called their car wash towel, and it's a super multi-purpose towel, but it works great for removing compound and polish in those stages. You can't have crappy microfiber when you're removing compound and polish because you're basically gonna be working backwards and scratch the paint. These are super soft, and they come in this really awesome blue that I've been really digging lately. The second thing is a clay lubricant. This one is actually ONR diluted down, and I have a video that I'll put up here if you wanna check that out, figure out how to make it for yourself. It's actually super cheap and very effective. But what we use this for is priming the pad, putting a little lubricant on it so it doesn't dry out as quickly, as well as spraying it on the panel if we wanna cycle out that pad. You don't want your pad drying up, it's not gonna be doing anything, it'll end up just marring the paint. So lubrication is actually very key in the paint correction process. And that about wraps it up for all the products and tools that we're gonna be looking at today. Stay tuned for Monday. We're gonna be posting the process video. So I'll show you guys how to utilize all these products to get awesome 2-step paint correction results. I just wanted to thank you guys for all the new subscribers that have joined the channel recently. I think we have some better stuff coming for the summer. I'm currently working on a day in the life of a mobile detailer video. It's taking a little longer to film and produce than I thought, but I think it should be something worth watching, so stay tuned for that. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.